¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here. In today's video, I'm covering NBA 2K23's 5th roster update of NBA 2K23 and your guys' opinions on it. As I usually do every other Thursday, 2K drops a roster update, and I usually talk about it, right? But I want to go to the comments of the video and see the most popular comments of your opinions and see if I agree or not. That is what I'm going to be doing in today's video when I talk about rosters, ratings, and players and all that kind of stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, please join the pack and subscribe because I talk about it basically every single day. And let's get it, man. The very first one, it's me, ho. What a name. It says Durant 97. He was third in MVP ahead of Giannis before the Heat game. So let's see what other people think. Can't upgrade him while he's injured. And then some people say, yes, you can because it's been a month. Kevin Durant, 97 overall, will be a +1 for him. That would make him tied as the best player in the NBA with Giannis, Jokic, and Doncic. The question remains, is Kevin Durant in the conversation as best player in the world today? Man, why is this a hard conversation? It shouldn't be a difficult conversation. Kevin Durant is probably, to this day, maybe the best scorer in basketball. The efficiency he puts up, the shots that he shoots is insane. But is he the best player in the NBA anymore? Do we think that Kevin Durant is even and equal with Giannis, with Jokic, and Doncic? I mean, we don't even consider LeBron there anymore. Like, you know, LeBron James, maybe the GOAT of basketball. We think he's not even in that conversation anymore. Do we think Kevin Durant is? Well, the Nets have been fantastic. The Nets have been one of the best teams in the NBA, as we already know. Statistically, we know how good Kevin Durant is. On an individual level of offense, like, yeah, I think we can absolutely say that Kevin Durant's still in the conversation as the best. But I just think the NBA is so weird now because there's always been a best player and kind of a non-debate best player, or if anything, there's 2 or 3 people. But to say that we have 4, 5, 6 players that are in the genuine conversation as best in the NBA, it's very odd. To this day, I really do feel like, gun to my head, if I had to pick the best player in the NBA, I say confidently Giannis, because offensively he's as good as everyone in the league, and defensively he's basically better than everybody. So that firmly puts him as number 1. Do I think Kevin Durant's as good as Giannis? I'll be honest with you, no. I think he's close. I don't think he's at the level of Giannis. The issue with Jokic and Doncic is that maybe they're not as good defensively, but they do everything else so well. Jokic can rebound and play make like no one else in the NBA. Sure, his defense isn't at the level of Giannis's, but like Giannis doesn't have the playmaking that Jokic has. So you even it out and you make him even. Kevin Durant is a scorer. His rebounding isn't impressive, his playmaking isn't impressive, and the defense is okay, but like it's not what it used to be now that he's getting older. I have to say, although Kevin Durant is probably in the conversation as best in the NBA, to put him even with Giannis, it feels wrong. He's close, but it feels wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think Kevin Durant would be like a 97, but I think Giannis has to be 98 if that's the case. Man, Russell Westbrook not being at least an 83 is criminal. Let's look at the replies. We have, but his attributes are accurate, so all those numbers, that's the reason his overall is what it is. And then some people think that it's definitely not accurate. Look, Russell Westbrook is good right now. This is the thing with his rating. So he's back in the 80 overall club. That's kind of what we begged for. As long as he's in the 80 overall club, we kind of were like, at least it's good enough. But people are arguing, no, he needs to be an 83 overall minimum. So I do want to pull up his stats in the last 10 games. In the last 10 NBA games, Russell Westbrook's averaging 19.4 points per game on 47% from the field, 8 rebounds, 8 assists on 4 turnovers, which is a lot of turnovers still. That's always been his biggest problem, is turnovers are not good. But the efficiency has been right there. Those numbers to me, by the way, those numbers are an 86 overall to 85 overall level numbers. Now, that's only in the last 10 games, and you know, that's not for the entire season. It's also amazing because he has way more usage right now because of Anthony Davis's injury, right? But I think 2K needs to stop being afraid to update Russell Westbrook. I think an 80 overall is finally where he kind of needs to be, but it's still clearly too low. Why are we so unafraid to downgrade Russell Westbrook when he does bad, but we're so afraid to upgrade him when he does well? I feel like that's wrong. Russell Westbrook, his playmaking, the ability to create others' shots is amazing. He's still finishing at a decent rate under the basket, and he's getting a good amount of points per game, and the Lakers would not be fighting close games without him right now. That's just a fact. So to me, he's around an 84. Some people are saying 83. I genuinely think 83 is still too low. I would put him at like an 84 right now if I would do an on roster update today, right? He's been that good. He's deserving of it. Why not? Let's stop being afraid of upgrading Russell Westbrook when he's playing well. 84 overall as of right now. Jamie Smith says Javon Carter should be a 77 or 78. The fact that he doesn't even have clamps is crazy. Both him and Drew should have it at least on gold. So, because Javon Carter's, his stats are not going to help him here. He only averages 20 minutes a game, 6 points on 33% from the field. That's horrendous. But that isn't what Javon Carter provides to the table as an NBA player. Here you see him as a 75 overall player, making him as behind Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen. Now, do we think Javon Carter is better than Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen? Here's the thing with Javon Carter. When Drew Holiday was out, he was starting, and he was averaging, I believe, well, that was actually when Chris Middleton and Javon Carter were, when Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday were out, Javon Carter was starting, averaging like 15 points on like 6 assists, and being one of the better defenders on the team. Now, do I think Javon Carter is their sixth man? He might be. He definitely might be. Because you do have Grayson Allen, and Grayson Allen also has good defensive moments and actually scores and actually at a decent rate. So do I think he's better than Grayson Allen? I don't know. I think if you could tie Javon Carter with Grayson Allen as like a 77, but Javon Carter is a good defender, but so is Grayson Allen, and Grayson Allen's a better scorer, so it's kind of hard. You have to look at it. I know a lot of people are like, well, stats don't mean everything here. And I'm like, I understand that, but like Javon Carter's averaging 6 points on 33% from the field. You can't ignore the lack of offensive ability. You can't. That's just, you literally can't be blind to it. You have to look at it at the end of the day. What are you providing to the team on a mathematical level, right? He's a good defender. Agreed. Grayson Allen's not bad at it. I would put Grayson Allen as a 77. I'd put maybe Javon Carter as a 76, but to put him above or even with Grayson Allen, I feel like that's the incorrect thing to say. But a lot of you agree with Jamie, so maybe I'm wrong. JLs says Donovan Mitchell should be in 93. He's having one of the best seasons of a shooting guard we've seen in a while. Donovan Mitchell's currently a 91 overall, and we were arguing that he probably should be a lot higher than that if he's going to continue this, while the Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the better teams in the NBA. In the last 10 games, Donovan Mitchell's averaging 27 points per game on 44% from the field. He's having a good scoring season. Now, he is mostly just a scorer. There's other players like John Morant, right, who's like a 94 overall. That isn't just not only a scorer, but a really, really good playmaker. Now, do we think that Donovan Mitchell should be close to John Morant in that situation? I don't know. The Grizzlies are a better team. John Morant's averaging more points and being a better playmaker than Donovan Mitchell. Do I think he should be near him? No. I would definitely put Donovan Mitchell as like a 92 and then John Morant like a 94. That's how I personally feel. It's close because Donovan Mitchell is explosive scoring-wise. Like, he definitely has moments where he just comes out of nowhere and drops 71 points, right? We know what he can do offensively. Like, in terms of just scoring, pure scoring, you could definitely argue that Donovan Mitchell is better than John Morant, right? Do I think that Donovan Mitchell offers more to a table to a team than John Morant? That's a tough question. I wouldn't tie them. Maybe you could put Donovan Mitchell as a 93, but to tie him up to like a 94 with John Morant would feel wrong. I don't want to compare players, but we do have to look at other players in the league and decide that, right? Still, the points that Donovan Mitchell's putting up, at the rate he's putting it up, with the season the Cavs are having, it's hard not to give him a really high rating. And to be completely fair to Donovan Mitchell, he has a teammate like Darius Garland who does the exact same thing he does scoring-wise and playmaking-wise, that his role of playmaking doesn't exist because he doesn't need to. So, again, it's close. I would not put him even with John Morant. I would put him maybe at a 92, or even if he really starts doing well, like even better, I'd put him up to a 93 for sure. I think he's having that kind of season, and I think it's not unfair to give him that, for sure. Now, this one's the most liked one and definitely the biggest argument. I agree with him. Zachary says, I'm trying to figure out how the hell Pascal went down. He's literally the only reason the Raptors have not lost every single game. He's been playing amazing, recent multiple 30-point games, and crazy good efficiency. In the comments, 2K has something against him. He should be a 90 overall easily in my league. He always averages around 17 points, which is way lower than Pascal usually does. I extremely agree with this take. Pascal Siakam's an 88 overall. He went -1 in the newest roster update, and that is blasphemous. There's no way they thought that that was okay. Look, we'll go stats real quick. He's averaging in the last 10 games, 23 points per game on 46% from the field, and only 7 rebounds and 6 assists on 3 turnovers. So he's doing more or less okay the last 10 games. But for the season, he's been amazing. Toronto Raptors have had a massive issue with their starters. Fred VanVleet, Scottie Barnes have both been very mediocre this year. It's just the truth. Scottie Barnes has moments, but let's not sit here and act like he's had the season we expected him to have. He's not performing as he was supposed to perform this year. And OG Anunoby's been solid, but just solid. Gary Trent Jr. finally picked it up in the second part of the year, but for the first part, he was terrible as well. So Pascal Siakam was the only player this year on the Raptors that's been good. Period. The fact that he's not a 90 overall, to me, is insane, is absolutely insane. The Raptors should be one of the worst teams in the NBA right now if it wasn't for Pascal. I can't believe they downgraded him. I think that's insane. That's he's definitely shown himself to be one of the best power forwards in the NBA. He's got a lot better this season. For the entire year, he's averaging 26 points per game on 48% from the field and 8 rebounds. Just because he has a couple weird game stretch does not mean he should be downgraded 1 overall when he's been underrated all season. You can't underrate someone, right? Like how Pascal Siakam was all year. Refuse to upgrade him when he does well. And then when he starts doing a little worse than usual, you downgrade him. That's insane to me. That's insane. He should have been a 90 overall in the first place. And then maybe if they wanted to downgrade him to an 89 for this 2 weeks, then maybe. But to downgrade him down to an 88, it just feels wrong. The last one is by giveaway. He says, Victor Oladipo should have gotten a boost. He's been playing all NBA defense since he came back, and he's a 3rd in the league in steals while coming off the bench. Well, first I want to say, I got to be pretty happy with Victor Oladipo. He's a 78 overall. That's a pretty solid rating for him coming back from so many injuries and he's had so many injuries and so many issues these last 3 years. It's been a shame because he was so good in Indiana, right? When added to the Miami Heat, I was personally look, he's looking like he's struggling so bad. I don't know if that's a good place for him, but he has corrected that opinion. The Heat have kind of picked it up the second half of the year. They're looking like that good team again. Victor Oladipo is a big part of it. Not only the defensive side, he's averaging 1.6 steals in the last 10 games. He's averaging 15 points per game on 44% from the field and 38% from 3 in 30 minutes per game. This is the big thing. First of all, he's looking like 6th man of the year. Secondly, is that he's doing these numbers while being behind Bam, Jimmy Butler, and Tyler Hero, who are all high-level scorers. They're going to score a lot of points per game. In fact, they're all averaging together 65 points per game. You wouldn't expect another player on the team to average anything close to 20. And here's Victor Oladipo averaging 15 on good efficiency. It's impressive from Victor Oladipo. You got to be happy for him because he's been hurt for so long. Those are 80 overall numbers. I mean, to be averaging 15 points per game on good efficiency off the bench while being a good defender, you're an 80 overall. I would absolutely put him above Kyle Lowry. Absolutely. Easily above Kyle Lowry right now. That's a no-brainer for me. Kyle Lowry's not had a good season whatsoever. So that's how I feel about Victor Oladipo. I know that's maybe some people think it's an overreaction, but I'm just happy he's back and playing good basketball, and we're actually getting to see him play good basketball because it's been a rough couple years for Victor Oladipo. I hope that it continues because he deserves to be this good. Okay, these are my thoughts. I would love to know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. A couple hot takes for myself. I know I'm a little controversial in this video, but let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.